As a father, and I think most of us in this room can appreciate the importance of child welfare and taking care of those children that, may be in a home that perhaps isn't best suited for them. And some of the stories that you hear of children who slip through the cracks really sadden all of us. I had the opportunity a few weeks ago to tour our Children and Youth Services Department in the county that I represent. And obviously, as Representative Kinsey said, kudos to all the people who do this, because it truly is a journey of the heart for these people. But their workloads are severe. The case files that they have on their desks are just stacks and stacks of paper. And I see that based in this year's budget that for the needs-based budget, there's an increase of 2.8% for funding for these counties. And my questions obviously hover around that. And as I toured that county facility, they gave me a copy of the State of the Child report that the Auditor General did back in 2017. So I kind of want to tie this in to where we are with this year's budget, the number of caseloads, why there's so many caseloads per individual caseworker, and how you're looking to address those 17 recommendations outlined in that report. So if you could expound on that, specific to what you're doing to address those recommendations.
Absolutely. Thank you for that question. We've been working very hard on this. As you know, our child welfare system is a state supervised and county administered system. So we work very closely with our counties, with our private children and youth agencies and stakeholders as we work to continuously improve the system. We do have efforts underway, working closely with the counties to do a number of things that are very much in line with the recommendations in that report, including updating county children and youth caseworker job descriptions to better reflect their duties, probably something you heard about, improving caseworker recruitment and retention, probably something else you heard about, enhancing caseworker training, and to one of your points also, evaluating how we can reduce caseworker loads, because we hear that that's a huge problem as well. So, some of the other things we're engaged in, I think those recommendations were important, and we've been really focused on that. But if I can, I'd just like to mention a couple other things that I think from our perspective we feel like would be really meaningful in terms of system change and really doing a better job of serving the kids in our system. Following the Grace Packer tragedy, we completed a thorough review of all system involvement and services provided and identified several actions that could be taken to prevent another tragedy like that from happening. Expanding statutory timeframes for caseworker or for case record expunction was identified by both the county review team and DHS as necessary to support the ongoing protection of children. Governor Wolf signed, and all of you passed, House Bill 1232 last year, which extended the time frame for maintaining certain GPS reports in the statewide database from 5 years to 10 years. I think that's really meaningful. DHS wants to continue to work with the General Assembly to extend expunction timeframes, enabling the department to retain unfounded CPS and invalid GPS reports for 10 years as well. Due to the transient nature of families served within the child welfare system, it's really critical to the safety and well-being of children that all counties have access to prior reports through the statewide database to accurately and thoroughly evaluate the safety and risks to children. Both substantiated and unsubstantiated reports provide really critical information to child welfare professionals when they're tracking patterns and reviewing historical child welfare development. So we're really committed to streamlining the transfer of complete case history records to all counties so that risk factors and historical caseworker involvement are really known when families make that move.
How do you determine the proper number of caseworkers per county? In speaking with them, it seems like there's such a discrepancy among counties on how these things are handled, finding good quality care workers. So how do you determine what the appropriate caseload is per care worker and how many care workers are needed per county?
So we are actually going to be proposing regulations this summer to reduce the caseworker to family ratio. We're going to be proposing a phased-in reduction in caseworker to family ratio of 1 to 10 from the current 1 to 30. The regulations will propose that this reduction would occur over 3 fiscal years from the effective date of the regulation to support the recruitment and training of county agency staff. And in our needs-based budget, I think what we're seeing is some of the counties are sort of making this transition, and we've supported those efforts in our needs-based budget.
Okay, I'm almost out of time, so I thank you, and I encourage you to continue that work and make sure that the counties have what they need to be successful to save these children. So thank you.
Absolutely.